Good morning, Shana Tova. You know, as I stand here about ready to give my devar, I have a sort of sense of empathy for all of our Bar Mitzvah students who stand up here as well. And Rabbi, I promise to follow your instructions to speak slowly and to occasionally smile.
Love it.
So today's Torah reading presents three distinct yet deeply interconnected stories: the birth of Isaac, the painful separation of Hagar and Ishmael, and Abraham's treaty with Avimelech at Beersheba. At first glance, they may seem unrelated. One is filled with joy, another with heartbreak, and the third with careful diplomacy. But there is a common thread that binds each together: the concept of brit, of covenant, what it means to live in relationship with God, with each other, and with the greater world. First comes the birth of Isaac, a long-awaited child who represents not only hope for Abraham and Sarah, but also the future of the Jewish people. Isaac is proof that God's promise is alive, that faith and tradition are meant to continue lador vador, from generation to generation. Covenant here is about continuity. It's about making sure that what we cherish most doesn't stop with us, but carries forward. Then we encounter next the painful story of Hagar and Ishmael. As difficult as it may be, this story reminds us that a covenant is not simple. It's not a walk in the park. It requires boundaries, hard decisions, sometimes separation. And yet, even in their moment of despair, God opens Hagar's eyes to a well of water. Ishmael's life is sustained, and God's care extends beyond Abraham's household. For us, the message is powerful. Our Jewish covenant binds us together in a unique way, but God's compassion and love is larger than any one community. And finally, Abraham and Avimelech make a covenant of peace at Beersheba. They agree to live side by side, marking the moment by planting a tree, a living reminder that peace is possible when people choose respect and cooperation. Covenant here isn't only about our connection to God, but also about how we treat one another across lines of difference. These themes speak beautifully to us at Beth Meyer as we begin our 151st year as a community. Our synagogue is part of that same covenantal chain. We are heirs to the faith and vision of those who came before, and we are caretakers for those who will follow. Like Isaac, our community is a promise that Jewish life, prayer, and learning will thrive here for the next 150 years and beyond. What makes Beth Meyer strong is not that we are all the same, but rather that we are all different, unique human beings. We come from many diverse backgrounds and experiences, and yet we bring those differences together in prayer, in study, and in acts of kindness and tzedakah. Every voice, every story makes our community richer. That willingness to embrace one another, even when we don't always agree, as seldom as that may happen, it is itself a covenant, a promise that we will keep showing up for each other and keep building sacred community together. Rosh Hashanah is about beginnings, but it is also about responsibility. Like Avraham planting a tree, we are asked to plant seeds for a future we may never see. That means welcoming new generations, listening to new voices, and investing in Jewish life that will carry forward long after us, but doing so in a way that builds on the foundation of tradition and history that has brought us to this moment. And just as God cared for Hagar and Ishmael, covenant calls us to extend compassion beyond our walls, whether through interfaith friendships, community service, or simple acts of kindness. Our covenant with God should make us a blessing not only to each other, but to the world around us. This morning's Torah reading gives us joy, it gives us struggle, and it gives us peace, all tied together by the power, privilege, and duty of covenant. Today, may we rededicate ourselves to that covenant with God, with each other, and with the generations to come. May Beth Meyer continue to be a place of joy, care, and peace for this year, for the next 150 years and beyond. L'Shana Tova.
L'Shana Tova. Yasher Koach. A beautiful introduction, and we thank you for your service to our congregation in addition to those beautiful words. Yasher Koach. Kol HaKavod.